the start line here, the Princess Royal Challenge Cup, the Open Women's Single Sculls. We have Liu of China against Titterington of Nottingham.
This is one of our best domestic prospects in Jennifer Titterington, I should say, of Nottingham Rowing Club, against the sculler who placed second in the single at the Asian Games last year, first place in her national rowing championships in China this year, so arguably one of China's fastest single scullers. You can just see there Jennifer on the near side, closest to the camera, rate slightly higher. For the moment, Liu of China just with a lower rate and actually managing to get more purchase out of each stroke here.
This is a really good start from Jen Titterington here of Nottingham. She is up against an international sculler, and domestically Jen is very good. She's up there, second at Wallingford, third at the Met, the big national races we have here in the UK. And to line up against an international sculler who raced the World Championships last year for China, it's a big ask, but she's really stuck in there in the first third of this race.
Yeah, China are a program who've come on leaps and bounds in the past decade. The various stewardships, they've started to produce crews that are able to compete for medals at the World Championships, at the various World Rowing Cup regattas throughout the season. And Liu, as you say, Jess, one of China's brightest prospects in the single scull. She is the national champion in her homeland, but Jen Titterington, I should say. We were talking quite a lot actually at Henley Women's about athletes who make the transition from one sport to another, and you can see Titterington, former national standard swimmer in pool and open water, and talking about Ollie Zeidler, he too was a national champion as a swimmer, made the transition over to rowing, and clearly not bad at that either. And it does just tell you that actually people who row are able to do other sports too, despite that fallacy that they can't.
I hate that fallacy. I can play netball, thank you very much. Kick a football around. I was actually, now you mention it, under 10 county champion at mini rugby, so goes up there in my sporting achievements.
Put it on the mantelpiece.
It literally is. So we see here Liu of China giving us a bit of textbook rowing in the single scull. See her leave her arms out nice and long. We talk about how they're using a rowing boat. You don't pull the arms really. The arms just use to keep the acceleration on the hull at the end of the stroke. It's about the legs and the hips.
Yes.
Oh, a little catch of the water there from Titterington. It's bumpy out there, Tom.
It is, yeah. The rain's just starting to fall. Not that that should deter anybody who is coming down to Henley Royal Regatta to enjoy Pims on the bank. We are expecting that to clear up, but yeah, it's tricky conditions, particularly in the single. You are very exposed in these boats, but just on Liu, her technique is exceptional. It really is. You're right to spot those arms. She keeps her arms straight. She's not bending the arms. That means that the power is flowing through from her hands right down the shoulders into the legs, and that's where the engine room is for the body. You want to make sure as much of the power is being transposed through the legs, and she has really, really strong technique in the single. And what I like about her, and I've liked about her right from the off in this race, is that she's never looked flustered. Even off the start, the rate didn't go up. It wasn't anything silly. She wasn't crashing up and down the slide. She was just in her rhythm, managing to keep her boat smooth, keep her boat steady. And in the single, whereas the 8, it gives you a lot more protection from others. In the single, you're on your own. You need to make sure that your technique is as good as it can be, because any small slips, any mishaps can result in travesty. At the moment, Liu just in complete control.
I like that she had a little look across. Can't see it on your screens, but there's a progress board that tells you how much you're winning by, and she had a little look across at that. As we see some of the deck chairs clearing out as the rain starts, but a few brollies there come towards the finish line. And Liu is going to take this race today. A great race by Jen Titterington. I know Jen well. She's on a couple of committees with me. She's involved in the sport quite heavily. It's great to see her out here taking on one of the hardest races we have at the regatta, the single scull. Nottingham, she crosses the finish line in second place.